Warning, I am not a professional and I mess up a lot. Seriously, I've lost multiple saves doing this. If you try this, you will probably lose your No Man's Sky save. Messing with game files is hard, and I am terrible at it, but you know you want to play old versions of No Man's Sky. So do this at your own risk. Don't get mad at me if your save breaks or anything goes wrong with your computer. Welcome back to No Man's Sky, everyone. Jason here with a video on how to play any version of No Man's Sky as long as you're doing it on Steam. Remember, this is only going to work on Steam, all right? So the first thing you want to do when you do this is you want to open up a browser, whatever you're using, open up a browser and go to SteamDB.info. That is SteamDB database.info. It's up on the screen right now, but once you go to that page, you'll land on this page. This is the database of everything on Steam. They keep a record of every game, every version on Steam. So you could do this for any game, but today we're going to be doing it for No Man's Sky. So at the top of the bar right there, search for No Man's Sky. And it pops up right at the top. But again, you can do it for any game. We're going to be doing it for No Man's Sky this time. And so this is the info page for No Man's Sky as of August 16th. This might look different in the future, but keep in mind the process will be basically the same. Then on this page, you want to go over here to the left side of the page, right here near depots. You want to click on the depot tab. There you go. So now we have all the deep info on No Man's Sky. Whenever we talk about the experimental branch, the internal, and the public branch, this is the page we come to check it out. So whenever, No Man's Sky has a new internal, that's the one they're working on at the company, we know that they updated that here 6 hours ago. And then experimental is the one they are testing, and people are allowed to play that, basically like the beta version of the update right here. And then the public is everything we want to play. But don't worry about any of that stuff. We're actually going to be going to the No Man's Sky content. This is actually the game download right here. So click on that number right next to No Man's Sky content. So this is going to be where all the info is stored. And you see this page has a ton of stuff on it. But over on the left-hand side, you see Manifest. If you click on Manifest, it will give you every single version of No Man's Sky. So you can play the one from August 15th, the one we just released, the 3.99 version. You can go all the way back to April of 2021 if you want to, or all the way back to August of 2016, the day of release. Now keep in mind, if you're not signed into Steam, it won't show you all of this. When you click on this page, the Manifest page, it'll show you like the first 5, and then it'll say, hey, look, you need to sign in. That way we know your profile, and we will show you all the rest of it. So if you want to see all the versions, you have to sign into Steam. It'll prompt you on this page. It says, hey, look, sign in to see more. That's what you have to do in order to see all of the versions of No Man's Sky. So let's just say, hey, I want to download the March of 2017. That seems like the good one. I want that version of the game. So this is where it's going to get complicated. I'm going to go slow. I'm going to try to explain it, but guys, be careful. And again, as always, do this at your own risk. You could lose your save. You could corrupt the game. You're going to have to delete it and re-download it. All that stuff. This is what you're going to do, but do it with caution, all right? So in a new page, you want to open up a new tab. Keep that old tab. Keep the old tab there. But in a new tab, you want to type in Steam : // nav/console. Now, keep that in mind. You're going to do Steam : / nav/console. This will open up your Steam app. So it's just a general command for the website for your browser to open up your Steam application. So open up your Steam app and it'll take you right over to the console in Steam. You see right here on my page, I'm on the Steam console. This is where you can download anything from the Steam database. So remember, we have to go back to the other page. So I'm going to minimize this.
Enhance. Enhance. Enhance.
Just print the damn thing.
Okay, so after some work, because I'm not a smart man, I forgot how to minimize stuff. Now you can see both things on my screen at the same time. We have the SteamDB page that we got to, the manifest with all the different versions of No Man's Sky on the right-hand side. And then we have our console for Steam over here on the left-hand side. All right? Now, the first thing you want to type in at the bottom of this console command, you want to type in download _ depot. Download _ depot. Let me move that over. That way you can see it all. All right. Download _ depot, and then put a space at the end of that. Now, this is where it's going to get complicated. In your browser, on the No Man's Sky page, the DB page, you want to go back one page. So go back one page because we need the app ID right here. We need to know what game we want to play. So this is going to be whatever game you want to download an older version of. Again, we're doing No Man's Sky, so we want to get the app ID, copy that, and paste it over in your command. Then, again, go back over to your No Man's Sky versions, go to your manifest. Now, the next thing in this console command, we do first the app ID, and then you need to put the depot ID. That way it knows where in the Steam depot to go. It's looking in the No Man's Sky version and the depot version right there. So it's app ID, depot version, and the last number is the version of the game you want to download. So let's just say I want to download the August 12th, the first version of No Man's Sky right here. This long number right here, the first day one edition of No Man's Sky. I would not recommend it. This one is very, very buggy. It's going to crash a lot. But hey, if you want to try it out, go ahead. Do whatever one you want. This is the one we're going to click on. So we're going to copy this long number right here. And it's going to go at the end of our command. So again, just to make sure you guys know, it is download _ depot. Put a space in there. App ID, the game ID. Put another space in there. The depot ID. One more space. And then the version number, the long number right next to the version you want to download. After you do all of that, you press enter and it will start downloading. You see right there, it says downloading depot. And depending on the speed of your internet, it will take longer or shorter. If you have really fast internet, it will take a really, really short time. If you have slow internet, this might take a while, but you want to wait for it to finish. So let's wait for this to finish. All right, so now it is done finishing, and the way we can tell is it says right here, depot download complete, and then it tells you exactly where it's saved. That's why you want to wait for this. So on your computer, it'll tell you exactly where it's saved. So you want to copy this address and you want to put it in your file manager. So I want to bring up my file manager. There it is. Up here where it says this PC, just put in that. Boom. Enter. Let's get rid of that. Sorry. Take it. Cancel. I have an extra word in there, so, or an extra little colon right there. So boom, right there, enter. These are the game files. So, I mean, you could do it manually. You have to go to your Steam apps, content, app ID, and depot. So remember, these are the game files. So this is the old version of No Man's Sky. What I would always recommend is go back out one more file. So you want to go up one. This is your depot right here. Boom. That is the version of No Man's Sky that you downloaded. So I would rename this No Man's Sky. August 2016. You can name it whatever you want. This is how I'm naming it because this is how I'm going to remember it. So this is how I know this is the old version of No Man's Sky. So, and you want to rename it because anything you download will always be under that number, the app ID. So if you download another version, it'll still download into that same folder and it'll overwrite your old folder. So just rename it. You're good to go. Now, in order to play replace your new version with the old version, this is what you got to do. So go to your library, your Steam library. I have No Man's Sky. I'm ready to go. This is the brand new, latest version, the more modern version of No Man's Sky. But I don't want to play that. I want to play the old 2016 version, right? Right-click on No Man's Sky, go to Manage, and go to Browse Local Files. And does that look familiar? All right, so this is what Steam plays. This is what Steam will go to and say, okay, this is the game. So let's bring up our old files right there. So we know now this is our No Man's Sky 2016. Look at that. They look exactly the same. So what you want to do, I would highly suggest copy these to another file. So let's make a No Man's Sky. August 2022. So now we have an open folder that has a game version in it. We're going to copy these and put it over here. So it's going to copy it. Now, depending on how fast your computer is, it's going to take more or less time, but you'll have a copy of it. So this is the new version of No Man's Sky getting transferred over. So there you go. So now we have a 2016 and a 2022 version of No Man's Sky. Now, remember, this left side, this is what Steam is looking at. This is what Steam knows is No Man's Sky. So all you have to do is delete those. Go open up your August of 2016. Copy both of these and put it in your Steam library right here. So now Steam thinks this is No Man's Sky. And the other thing I would highly, highly suggest, you can close all that stuff out now, is go to No Man's Sky. You can go to Properties and keep game save files in the cloud. Uncheck that. You do not want it to save your games to the Steam cloud. You don't want that to happen. Go to Updates. Never update this thing. Only update it when I launch it. Pause background downloads. So you don't do it. Boom, boom, boom. Just because you don't want it to update the game. You don't want it to think that, oh, it needs an update. You're good to go, right? Now, let's play No Man's Sky. There we go. Boom. Now, it's going to look just like a normal setup. Like, oh, this is No Man's Sky, right? We're good to go. You don't have to worry about it. But watch what happens. It's instantly going to load into the game because it thinks it thinks it's a normal No Man's Sky. Boom. Is it going to crash? It probably will crash because, again, this version is very, very terrible. Okay, there we go. Oh, yeah, this is a buggy version. You can tell. Oh, my God, that frame rate. So this is why you don't want to get the day one patch of No Man's Sky because it's not good. But here you go. That is the old version of No Man's Sky. It's very, very rocky. It's not very good. All right, but let's get out of here. Let's go to options, quit. This is very, very shaky. You don't want to mess with that version of the game. But you say, hey, I'm done. I don't want to do that anymore. I want to play my new version again. Remember, we have to go back to where that old version or the new version was. So let's go to console. And remember, we just downloaded it. So let's go to our location right here. And you can memorize it. You know, I haven't memorized it. I should. Let's put that in here. So mine is on my C drive, it looks like. Yours might be in a different location. That's why I suggest copying that address. Mine's in my C drive. Good to go. Enter? Nope. Oh, wait, because we renamed it. It's not going to be there, right? So technically, let's just lop off the end of this. Boom. We'll keep that. Done. There it is. There's our file. So now that we know, where it is, again, go back to No Man's Sky, manage, browse local files. So this is the Steam version right there. We're going to get rid of the old, files. This is the old game. We want to get the new game right here. Copy these over into that one. So you want to copy them from your directory into the Steam game files itself. So there you go. They're in there now. And let me show you, we can play the new version of No Man's Sky. No problem. And you can switch back and forth. The problem is the game saves are not compatible, meaning if you bring a save from an old version to a new version, it will only stay on the new version. It won't go backwards. So you can only go forward. You can't go back. There you go. Here's No Man's Sky, the new version. And there's our save we just played. And we can load in. And because we're loading the old save into the new game, now this save is locked to the new version. You can't bring this save back to the old version. The old version will never understand it. Will never be able to read it. So that is the one downfall. Back up your saves. Make sure your saves are backed up. Also, if you want to save it to the cloud, go ahead. But remember, look at that. Boom, we're in freaking an icy thing now. Okay. But yeah, we're the new version of No Man's Sky. There you go. No problem. Everything's good. All of it works. It's all awesome. But yeah, the saves are not compatible. Once you go forward, you can never go back. You're going to have to start a brand new save in the older versions of No Man's Sky. So hopefully this helped you guys out. If it did, hit that like button. I know it's very complicated. And again, warning, it might mess up your saves. So always back them up and do this with caution, you guys. Do it with caution because it can jack up your save. It can jack up your save. You might lose your save file. I'm just letting you know ahead of time. Hopefully you guys liked it, and I will see you guys next time.